me, it's time now to meet our very first speaker. Haein Kim is a creative who's kept us laughing for a good few years now with her hilarious animated shorts produced in collaboration with Paul Rhodes, as well as her witty illustrations. Anyone who hasn't seen her short film Peepin from a couple of years ago, you really should. She's joining us tonight to talk through her distinctive character designs, which are a fundamental part of every project she takes on. But it's also worth saying before we say hello to her, Haein is based in Sydney and it is currently about 3:20 in the morning. So we did say that a talk at 3 a.m. was probably a bit too much to ask, but Haein, being the hero that she is, she was up for the challenge, and we're very, very pleased that she was up for that challenge. So Haein, if you wouldn't mind turning your audio and video on so we can say hello, that'd be awesome. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? It's 3 in the morning there. How many coffees have you had?
I had 4.
Are you feeling okay?
I feel a bit jittery, but I think it's going to be okay.
Amazing. Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for joining. Like in the middle of the night for you. We really do appreciate it. I'm sure our audience does as well. I'm going to leave you now to share your screen and start your presentation. And then I'll duck away, I'll disappear, and then I'll come back in 10 or so minutes once you're done.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
yeah, over to you.
Let's do it. Okay. All right, guys. Let me just click share. All right. So hello, everybody. Can you guys see it? Yeah, all good?
Yeah, all good. Okay,
cool. So as Matt introduced me, my name's Haein. I am an Australian illustrator and animator based in Sydney. Normally I'd be working from my studio space in Chippendale next to a banging pub with some other creatives, but unfortunately due to the current crisis, I am working from my studio space here. Yeah, so I guess we'll just get right back into it. So I'm going to be talking about my character design process and just about characters and stuff in general. So I guess I'll give a bit of history about me. I come from a background of animation, which I studied at the University of Technology, Sydney. There I met my current partner, Paul Rhodes, who is like a big collaborator with me with my animation projects. And as you can see on the screen currently, this is a few selection of work that we've made together. But first off, I'm going to be talking to you guys about a short film I made in 2017 called Peepin, which I made with Paul. Oops. So this is a short that Paul and I created. It's about 3 primary school girls that discover something naughty at the back building, a little sneak peek of something that they see in the back building. Yeah, so I guess with this film, we just wanted it to be about, we wanted the film to be brain, 3 a.m. We wanted the short film to be resonating with the Australian Asian community. And so this is a picture of me on the right with my younger sister. Basically with the film, we wanted it to be kind of about that culture of growing up in suburbia here in Australia as an Asian. So the 3 main characters are Asian Australian. We wanted it to be about, like, you know, growing up with my mom packing me kimbap for lunch, across with getting canteen food that's got like tin foil lasagna and no hat, no play and all that kind of goodness. So yeah, let's just talk about the character designs. So these are our 3 main characters. As you can see, Kimmy K, star of the show in the center, very, very bossy, very, very confident, doesn't even care that her skirt's upside down and she's showing it all off to the world. She's off there telling off Dorian on the left. And then you've got Jaylee there on the top of the slide, just looking very timid and scared on the top. So let's talk about the character designs. Our main protagonist is Dorian here on the right. So Dorian is like a bit of a lonely weirdo who's got a real sweet disposition, and she just can't figure out how to make friends. So yeah, as you can see, there's quite a lot of iteration with the characters on the left. So there's only 2 there right now, but I would like to point out that I did do heaps and heaps of iterations for this character, and actually all my characters. With all my character work, I actually do like pages and pages of just sketches and iterations of drawings. And I think that's kind of important in coming up with a good character design. I think it's better to do more iterations than trying to perfect that one initial drawing. But yeah, anyway, about Dorian, she loves Kimmy K, she hates Kimmy K, and she hates being called Fatty Bomba. Yeah, so then we've got Jaylee over here. She's your classic pushover. She loves social approval. She loves God's approval. She loves Kimmy's approval, and she loves lip smackers. Because let's be real here, who doesn't like lip smackers when you're in primary school? I don't know if that's like an Australian thing, but lip smackers was huge when I was in primary school. Yeah, she hates smelly things like boys and sinners. And as you can see, she also went through quite a lot of iterations to get to her final design. But yeah, let's talk about the star of the show, Miss Kimmy K. So Kimmy K is larger than life. She's the biggest bully in town, and she's just kind of this magnetic character that everyone wants to either be friends with or just be. She loves herself, she loves attention, and she loves thinking that she's more intelligent than her peers. A little bit about Kimmy K. She actually is very, very, very much inspired by my older sister, Jane. So Jane would probably be super mad at me, and yeah, she'd be very mad that I have this picture of her up on the internet for you all to see, but whatever. As you can see, she's got very, very strong resemblance with the character design with Kimmy K. But not only was her inspiration, the character design inspiration, she was also the personality behind Kimmy K. So growing up, Jane was that person to me, that figure that everybody wanted to be friends with. She was like the biggest, I guess she was like the biggest bully in my life, but she was also incredibly funny. So like growing up, she would call me stuff like Fatty Boomba. She'd call me like Chinaman. I think she even called me period stain once at like one point, which is a weird one. But anyway, she, like, in hindsight, it's just so, so funny. So if you watch the film, you'll see that Kimmy K's speech is like peppered with phrases that Jane used to call me. Yeah, so that film did really, really well, and that allowed me to work on this really cool short ident with Uniqlo and you guys at It's Nice That. So Uniqlo wanted me to do like a short ident that is about the new fleece collection, and they wanted it to encapsulate the feeling of like warmth, comfort and security and all that kind of goodness. And to me, that was something that I associate, like those words I associate with my mom. So I decided to make a short film that's about like a mom and daughter duo, and the mom is representative of that fleece collection, and the daughter is representative of the wearer who gets the benefits of the mother figure. And that's a picture of me on the left with my mom, and that's the character designs that we ended up with on the right. So a little bit about the film. It starts off with the two characters doing Japanese radio calisthenics at a park. And then they just chill out and stuff. And then they come across this really mean, angry cat that scares the daughter. And then the mom, being the hero that she is, comes and saves the day and scares away the cat by literally becoming like a big angry dog. So I guess the inspiration for this was like, growing up, my mom was that like growing up, me and my sisters would cower in fear from like cockroaches and all these creepy bugs and stuff, and my mom would come and save the day and just kill the offending bug. And to this day, I still don't have that courage in me. If I see anything that crawls, I will probably cry. And so I asked my mom, like, where did you get that courage to like be able to kill these bugs and stuff? And to my astonishment, she said that she's never actually like gotten over her fear, but it's the fact that her kids are in need and she just becomes the person she needs to become in order to defend her children. And yeah, hopefully you can see that across in the film. Anyways, this is some character designs from a short film that I'm working currently on with Paul. It's about a jaded couple that's just trying to make it in life and just try to be somebody. But yeah, I can't really talk too much about it because we're still workshopping it. But I just mentioned it because they're actually based on these characters that you can see on the right. But along with those characters came along this really, really great character, the green character here. So let's talk about this character. His name's Kevin, aka Shit Shrek. At the time, Paul and I like were really weirdly obsessed with like really shit Shrek merch. And I think I found like a Shrek number 2 hat on eBay, and I just thought it was hilarious. And we wanted to make a character out of this. So we got that, and then we got a friend that we knew at the time, and then merged them together to come up with Kevin, aka Shit Shrek. So Kevin is your classic third wheeler. He's extremely loyal, and he's just like incredibly funny, but just constantly overstepping boundaries because he just doesn't realize that he is. And yeah, he's just constantly getting mistaken for being Shrek, which he finds incredibly annoying, but it comes in useful when he's at parties and stuff because everyone treats him like a C-grade celebrity. Yeah, I just wanted to mention it because I think he's really funny, but I'm not sure if we're going to make anything with him currently, but he'll be in the vault. Yeah, so I'll just talk a little bit about this comic that I worked on during this whole COVID period. Jumbo Press is like a really cool Rizzo studio based in Barcelona in Spain, and they approached me to make a short comic about cuteness and evilness. And I already had this idea in my head of like a lonely manic spider woman who like kidnaps women off the street to enlist as a new BFF. And it never works out because that's not how you make friends. But anyways, I just couldn't really figure out how the look and style of this comic would be until a few weeks before the COVID lockdowns. I was at a local gig and I saw this really cool band called Void, and they're like a really cool all-girl band, Australian band, punk rock. I just really, really love their look with like the bleach fringe and like the black latex and the patterns and all that stuff. So that was quite important to me, and hopefully you can see that come through the comic and the look of the comic. Yes, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that inspiration for my designs can come from anywhere, whether it be a band that I saw a few weeks back, or whether it's like shit merch that you find in the local Chinatown, or yeah, even just like people that you know. It doesn't have to be through research that you find online. I think it's kind of interesting to draw influences from like people that you know, or like from just around. For example, I was watching this really cool film with Paul like a few weeks back. It's called From Dusk Till Dawn, and I just really liked it because it's about like demons and vampires, and like it's just the craziest film. Like Quentin Tarantino's in it, and he gets like a whole shot through his hand and stuff. And yeah, I just really wanted to do an illustration on that. So yeah, came up with this one on the right. I guess that's all I have for today, guys. Thanks for listening to me.
Thanks very much.
Sorry
Haein.
if I jumbled it all up because it's so late.
No, honestly, don't worry. I think everyone is like amazed that you managed to stay awake this long. So amazing work. Yeah, thank you so much. You can stop sharing your screen now. I've just got a couple of questions that have come through from the audience. But yeah, it's interesting. Someone just put in the chat, I don't know if you saw it, but please make something with Kevin was one of the requests. So I think you have to do that next. Before I let you leave and grab some much earned sleep, just a couple of questions from our audience, really. This one came in from Harley. What kinds of personal work have you found yourself creating within lockdown? I guess you showed us a couple of projects there, but are there any things that have changed about your kind of process while you've been in lockdown?
Not really. I've been like just listening to like fan read Harry Potter books online and just like just doodling. I'm like really obsessed with Harry Potter at the moment, so I might do like Harry Potter fan art.
I mean, that sounds like a fantastic use of time. Yeah, fair enough. And another a slightly more serious question, I guess. Someone asked, have you got any advice on combating self-doubt as a freelance creative? I guess it's something that lots of people suffer from as a freelance creative. You know, you're doing a lot of work on your own and putting it out there, and I guess it can make you quite vulnerable. Yeah, is any tips on kind of combating self-doubt?
I think you just got to do it, right? Like, I suffer with the same thing, and like, I think you just need to keep putting work out there, and eventually you'll just get closer to what you want to be like putting out. Do you know what I mean? So like, even if it's not to your standard right now, I think if you keep working at it, you're just going to eventually get there, but you just need to put the work in.
Cool. That sounds great. Well, listen, Haein, thank you again so much for joining in the middle of the night. I'm going to ask you now to turn your audio and video off, and you can please get some sleep.